Hi guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today what we're going to do is plan in my catch-all. So we are going to use, is this my catch-all? No, we're planning in my work planner. Sorry. Been a long week, y'all. You're gonna have to stick with me. But this is my work planner, and we're actually going to plan my work schedule part of that planner for today. So we are going to use Calva Plan's Seasonal Basics. And I do time blocking in my work planner. So we have some markers and highlighters to do my time blocking and color coding. And they are coordinated with the stickers. So let's get started. Calva Plan Seasonal Basics. This is a seasonal book I bought on a clearance, I think, earlier this year, and so I've been trying to use it in every season. I did pretty good in the spring, although I didn't love the spring icons, so I didn't use a ton of them because I didn't really get this book for the spring icons. But I do like the summer florals and summer icons. So this is the set that we are going to use today with the corresponding boxes. Now in my work planner, in my scheduling section, I use the Happy Planner hourly layout, and I try to keep it fairly functional, so I don't actually use a ton of extra boxes, which sounds weird, keeping it functional but not using a ton of extra boxes. What I mean by that is I don't put a ton of extra boxes in my hourly section. I tend to use my highlighters down here, and up here I might do some header boxes. That's how, so you won't see a ton of boxes in this spread. But it is going to be very functional. And I'm going to start out by anchoring the layout with these two. Ooh, as soon as I find my tweezers, y'all. I call myself cleaning out my supplies on my desk, so things, you know, kind of got missing. But found my tweezers, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use these large florals to really anchor both sides of the layout. I love that approach because it gives me some florals without taking up too much of my functional space. So it's one of my favorite things to do when I'm decorating. And it's pretty easy. You know, I probably am not the, well, not probably, I am far from being the most artistic person. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. But that's one of the reasons I actually really do. I think I'm going to go ahead and use green, maybe green and pink over in the sidebar. But that's one of the reasons I enjoy doing decorative planning, because I'm using stickers. I mean, it's just stickers, guys. Nothing is really that serious with it. And so I can express my creativity over here without, I'm going to put some bullet points down here, but I'm going to wait until I have my other decor down before doing bullet points, because I want the bullet points to match. And I'll probably put a quote here. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out what I'm going to do at the top of this layout. So in my work planner, like I said, I do time blocking and color coding. I do that in the hourly section down below, and I use the top for to-dos and tasks. Now I have a really busy week next week. So I am probably going to put some boxes down. See, I really love that peach. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some boxes down to indicate where I have some appointments. I have a doctor's appointment, and that means I'm going to have to take some time off work. So that is going to go in my work schedule planner right there. I think that's the only like official out of the home appointment that I have. I just have a ton of work next week. A ton of work meetings, things like that. Oh, I don't want to use the green box over here again. So let me grab a pink box. And then maybe this peach box here. And so I am going to put a box on Monday because I'm going to have, like I said, just a lot of stuff to do. Oh, I should have put this other box down first. And then a box right here to kind of carry me through Tuesday and Wednesday. I will tell you, I do like to cluster my boxes like this and have them go across the page. I mean, across the days, because I have found that that works really well for me. It just does. It's a great way to use big boxes to help you plan for each day. I could use some blue because I probably will have some blue. I'm gonna do another cluster right here. Well, not a cluster, but I'm gonna put this box right here to help work on that cluster. And then I'm going to put, let's see. My weekend will probably be busy, so I'm going to go ahead and put this box here on the weekend. So I was saying I probably will have some blue in my icons that I'm going to use. So I went ahead and used that blue sticker, and I'm going to use it again. I haven't started really putting icons down yet. I'm going to do my icons after I do my time blocking. So this looks good so far. I probably should have gotten a blue marker instead of this orange, but we are going to go with what I have. All right. So I have my top section kind of set up. I'll come back and put some more decor after I do my time blocking. And remember, I use my top section for to-dos to kind of help me go through the week. As I was saying before I interrupted myself, I have a super busy week next week. So I have a lot of work things that I have to get done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and block off my focus hours during the week. I use a marker or a highlighter to do that. And basically, I'm just thinking about my upcoming week and when I have hours that I really need to focus on certain tasks. So and like I said, I have a crazy busy week with work next week. So I'm going to have some really large work blocks, and I usually don't have work blocks this large, but I have a ton of work meetings, a ton of working sessions, and I can't flex those times. So that means big work blocks. I don't like to have big work blocks like that. That's just not how I like to plan my day. I like to have smaller blocks of multiple things going on. It helps with my concentration. It helps with my productivity. You know, like frequent short bursts of high activity. That's how I prefer to work. I don't have the luxury of doing that next week though. Okay, I'm going to come in with my green. I'm going to use my green marker / highlighter for the my Planning by Eva and History Rooted content, which is History Rooted is my small business, which is struggling right now. I know I'm going to be worn out Monday and worn out Tuesday. I might have a little bit of time Wednesday to maybe get caught up on some things. So I am going to put a block down here for Wednesday, because I generally plan my content, my filming on Wednesdays. And so I generally film on Saturdays. I've been trying to film some on Fridays and it just has not been working. And that's okay. That's not a big deal. But I do need to be able to film probably on Saturdays. And I generally don't film in the mornings because of the light and the way my studio is situated. I really need that light. I really need the natural light. And so I get a lot of shadows in the morning. So I generally have to do that kind of mid-morning toward early afternoon. And I just don't think I'm going to have time to do anything else next week related to filming. I'm going to use the orange highlighter for my well-being. I'm going to have to force myself to like make time for my well-being. I really need to do that, and I've been struggling with it. I've been struggling all year with well-being. Tuesday is going to be a super hectic day, so I think I'm going to have to do something in the evening. I don't know what that is, if it's going to be coloring, meditation, or what, but it's going to need to be something. Thursday is going to be another stressful day, so I'm going to have another well-being block on Thursday. And then Sunday is a planning day, so I'm going to do something probably Saturday. Okay. I like that. That looks good. All right. So those are my blocked focus periods. Now I'm going to come in and label and outline these boxes. I always outline my boxes because it helps them to stand out on the page. And I just like the way it looks. I generally do one outline type per color for consistency. Right now I'm doing a squiggly line border or squiggly outline, which is not my favorite, but like I said, I'm not super creative, so I stick with what works. Then I'm going to do a dash, which is one of my favorites. I love the way the dash looks. I'm a fairly minimal person when it comes to most things. And so I think that's why the dash appeals to me. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a line border for the other one. And you can do whatever you like. I really love this approach for color coding and time blocking for a lot of reasons. One, it does keep me focused during the week. And I'll be honest with you, even if you never go back and look at your planner during the week, I do, but you may not. Even if you do that, you never look at it during the week. You just take time at the beginning of the week to do some time blocking and color coding, just sitting down and figuring out what you're going to focus on for the week, and just having that in your mind as you start the week is a plus, right? So it's like the activity of planning, you know, helps you to structure things. At least me, helps me to structure things in my mind. Now, I do check this planner every day. My work planner is the only planner, other than my just work notebook that I use for meeting notes. My work planner is the only planner that I have sitting on my desk, on my work desk, because I do work from home. So in the office area, oh, I put the wrong label there. I do that sometimes. That's okay. I'll fix it. I put my small business label, and that's supposed to be well-being. I'll fix it at the end. So I was saying, in my office area where I spend most of my time during the day, I don't have my catch-all. I don't have my mental health planner. I don't have any of that. I have my work planner, right? Because I'm at work. So that's what I should have. I understand people who may not work. They may be stay-at-home parents or whatever the case may be. And so it makes sense to have your catch-all. I have to be honest with you. I don't see a ton of people in the planning community who seem to have like 9-to-5 jobs. I don't know what that's about. And I haven't seen everybody in the planning community, so don't come for me. I'm just saying, it seems like the channels that get pushed to me, at least, the most, are channels of influencers who, you know, they don't work outside the home. They, you know, I don't know what to tell you. They're either full-time influencers or, you know, they're married and raising kids and all that good stuff. So I hear a lot of talk, and that's great. That's fine. I'm not shading that. I'm just saying I tend to hear a lot of talk, and people put a lot of emphasis on like their catch-all planner. You know what I'm saying? And that just doesn't seem to be getting it for me, because my day, as someone who works a corporate job 9-to-5 every day, I don't have kids, my day sadly centers around work. And so whenever I am choosing which planner to go on my desk, I mean, it pretty much has to be work. And I don't see that a lot in the planning community, oddly enough. You'd think you would, but I don't. So yeah, this has really helped me, is the point I'm trying to make. I glance at this planner every single day to kind of stay on track. Okay, let me pause for a minute and just say a couple of things about this seasonal book. I love Caliber Plan books in general, and I love, I should say, seasonal books. I don't love books that are primarily icon based, because I always struggle to figure out what I'm going to do with icons. I like florals so much better. You guys, when I tell you so much better, I'm talking so much better. I find them so much easier to use than the icons. I do struggle with the icons. I will be honest with you. This book has lovely icons, but I feel like I'm just randomly sitting things around. And I don't know, that's not 100% my vibe. But you know what? It will be okay. I don't know how to cut this, so I'm just going to cut it right here. I'm going to use this book because it's a lovely book, but I don't buy a lot of icon books, and I won't be buying a lot of icon books moving forward just because of that reason. that I told you. It tends to feel like I'm just putting stickers down randomly. And maybe that's okay, you know. I don't love that feeling. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't love that feeling. I like other things. I like to feel like I have a little bit more of a purpose with what I'm doing than just putting stuff down randomly. And that's how icons make me feel. And it's not the book itself, guys. The book is beautiful. Let's see. I am going to use this, but I don't know where. Okay, let's see if I can lift up this sticker just a little bit. Just a little bit sticker. Don't act weird. I want to put the edge of this sticker right underneath here. Okay, I think that works well enough, at least. All right, so let me finish up the left-hand side with some bullets. We are just going to do 2 or 3, probably 3, not that many. Right, looks good. And then we're going to grab a summer quote. One thing I do love about Kelva Plan's seasonal books is that she has seasonal quotes in here. And so you don't have to grab another book to try to find your quote. You can find a nice quote in the same book, and I really appreciate that. So summer is the best of what might be. I think I'm going to look for a quote to go over here to fill up this space. So maybe something a little bit longer. Life is short. Take the beach trip. There's only one place I want to go, and it's all the places I've never been. Happiness is planning a road trip to somewhere new with someone you love. I believe in road trips. I believe in weekend getaways. So that's the one I'm going to go with. Right here. Love that. Looks amazing. Okay, so guys, this is my layout for the week of July 14th in my work planner. I have a busy week, tons of meetings, tons of working sessions next week. So my time blocking is a little bit more involved this week than normal, but I am still super excited for the week, and I love this very summery bright spread because I am coming up to a vacation, thank God, the end of July. And so yeah, I thought I'd kind of keep the feeling of summer flowing in my planner. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great week planning.